Hey everybody, welcome to the Funcast. First one in a few weeks just because the holidays have landed on Monday. So I hope everyone has had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's and all that good stuff. Um yeah, good to see you guys again. I've missed you. Missed
Yeah,
doing this.
good to see you, Ryan.
Feels like
Appreciate you
it's been
saying that, buddy.
it feels like it's been about a month or so. I don't know, but I miss this.
It
I
has.
miss the stupid BSing. So outside of this, all it's me come home, maybe work out, and then play with a 2-year-old. So it's kind of nice to have some adult interaction.
There you go.
I,
I'm
I
not going to say
wouldn't.
myself much smarter, but
Yeah, I wouldn't consider this very much intellectual adult interaction either. You're
Yeah,
talking to
it is.
me.
It is what it is. I take what I can get.
Yeah.
Now we have
you know.
Trent. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just say, you know, one thing I realized is we named it Monday Funcast, and it's Tuesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
You know what? We've just Monday was so fun. We wanted to do it 2 days in a row.
can I edit it in the middle?
Nope.
I think I can.
We're stuck. We're dealing with these consequences now, Trent. Everyone's going to know how much of a fool we are.
Yeah.
There,
Son of
I
a.
just changed it. God.
I like it. I like you have the date right, so that's something.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You have a 23 instead of a 20.
Jeez.
Trent.
I didn't do that, man. The social media intern, the producer of this show, needs to get their shit straight because
So
don't know what
welcome
day
to
it is.
what we call this shit show, the Funcast.
If this was 10 years ago, Trent's the guy in the line in the bank here. Wondering what's taking forever. He's writing all the wrong years on his checks, and he has to rewrite them all.
Oh yeah,
I
you still
had
writing checks at Walmart?
Oh, Lord. Are you?
No.
God, I'd hope not.
who here had the coworker or friend that did the "see you next year" on Friday?
I did,
Like I had,
and
yep.
I was in a good mood, so I allowed it. But it was one of these. My head was away, and my eyes were rolling the whole time. Come on,
This is
he's a
somebody I
father
can.
though. So
This is somebody I can be very sarcastic with, and I'm just like, you're one of those dumbasses, aren't you? And he proved it. He proved it.
yep, proved
Yeah.
it, and he
Well,
loved every second of it.
yes. Well, and I want to congratulate both of you guys. I was reading through some documents. Very happy to see you weren't named on the Epstein list. So congratulations on that.
Oh no,
I thought you were going to
absolutely
congratulate
not.
us for a basketball game we just watched.
I feel
Yeah,
like this. I feel like
I mean,
that was more important being cleared from that than
I'm
Iowa
not
State winning. But yeah,
wearing
congratulations on that too.
all this. It ain't no coincidence.
yeah. I see. I was hoping you're just that big of a fan, Trent, that you just wore head to toe Cyclones all the time.
I mean, 100% of my wardrobe is Iowa State stuff or golf stuff. That's all I own. So there's a good chance it would have been even if they would have lost.
I'm surprised you're
Yeah,
not still wearing some Jackrabbit gear.
I should be. I will for
yeah.
I will for amateur hour.
Good. He's gonna be ears up tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to hearing your guys' take on the national championship. It was a good first half. It was a good 3 quarters.
It was a
Yeah,
great
exactly. I
whole
was gonna
game.
say
The Jackrabbits dominated.
No,
What
different national championship.
what championship are you talking about?
the lesser one.
The lesser
The
one.
lesser one. Okay, yeah. That's why they
The
play it on a
one.
Monday, a school night, a work night. Nobody's gonna watch anyway.
Oh, well, we'll definitely get into that because that was like one of the few things I wanted to get thrown in there. But like every year, and everyone complains about it, and rightfully so, in my opinion. How do you have a sport that dominates Sundays, or I'm sorry, Saturdays, and you let the sport that dominates Sundays take over that set? Like it should have been Jackrabbits in the at noon. You get the whole prime time, and then you have a 2 hour lead up to the prime time game, both national championships in one day.
Dude, I love that idea. They should do them
Great.
both on Saturday.
It's gonna suck for that one guy that got his undergraduate at SDSU and then got his master's at Michigan. It would have been terrible for him, but everyone else would have been fine
The one guy on planet Earth.
with it. Jackrabbit and a Wolverine.
Yep.
Natural friends, by the way.
Oh, for sure. I would think so.
Yeah, so we can talk some NFL. We probably won't say much about the Vikings other than you know, they were dead once Kirk's Achilles snapped. They
Yep.
were done for. I mean,
Yep.
that's all there was to it. I don't know what you want to do in the future, Trent. I'm thinking 2 years of Kirk and then draft a QB this year. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I 100% think the same exact thing as you. I think Kirk will be back next year.
I hope so.
Go draft a quarterback. The mock draft I saw today was Bo Nix. If it's Bo Nix, great. Go
I'd
get
be
him.
great with that.
Yeah, because our backups are so awful right
Mhm.
now. Get him a couple years behind Kirk Cousins and then throw him in there. But what we got back in Kirk Cousins right now is not working.
Is Bo Nix predicted second round?
This had the Vikings at like pick 16 or something like that. I can't remember what
So we
pick,
would
but it,
trade back then.
yeah, whatever pick the Vikings had to get
We're
him.
we're pick 11. So I would think at that
Okay,
point,
well, that's what it was then. It was pick. I couldn't remember what
okay,
pick it was.
because I had seen that Bo Nix might be a second round person, which for that I'm like, okay, our defensive line is obviously a problem at the moment. Besides Hunter, which we don't know if he'll be on the team anymore. He's
Mhm.
on his last year contract. Um, Obviously we need defensive line help. So if we could get that first round and Bo Nix second round, I would absolutely that's my dream scenario, to be honest with you.
CBS
How
Sports has you taking Jared Verse from Florida State.
what's he?
He's an edge from Florida State.
Perfect.
You
Perfect.
okay with it?
Yep, absolutely perfect.
It,
Um,
I think at this point, with as much money as Kirk has made, I know it's not. It's shitty to suggest, hey, take a hometown discount, but it's kind of like, come on, man. We need, if you're only going to look good if you got Justin Jefferson and we can build something around this. And it's kind of like, I mean, how much money has Kirk made in his career? At some point, when is enough going to be enough? Where like, do you want to focus on winning or just making as much money as possible?
so
Now,
ESPN interviewed him yesterday and asked that exact same question, and he said that he's been lucky enough to make as much money as he has in his lifetime, that it's not necessarily about the money anymore. So it sounds like he is willing to take a hometown discount for it because he wants to
Good.
retire a Viking. So hey,
I thought the same thing when Bryant asked that question. Was Kirk seems like the type of person that would take that cut in salary to keep the team around him and build.
well, and you've had Justin Jefferson push that he wants him back pretty badly. Brian O'Neill, his exit interview yesterday was bring back Kirk, please. Make sure he's on the team next year. Like
Yep.
he's loved by the team. I think after he got hurt, I think everyone saw just how lucky we've been with him. He was I'm sorry, but if he wouldn't have broke his Achilles snap, he would have been MVP this year. I will die on that hill.
He was
And
playing lights out.
outside of Kirk, it's like, and outside of the draft, who do you go get? It's it's slim pickings. I
You're not
feel
going to
like
be
this
better than Kirk.
exactly. I feel like in free agency this year, it, it's you might as well keep him. And then we've all seen this whole draft your rookie quarterback, and then I mean, look at this year. Look, CJ Stroud did good, I guess, but Bryce
Yeah.
Young, like you take that rookie quarterback, say it is Bo Nix, and you throw him to the Wolves. It
Mhm.
just doesn't work like that anymore.
I don't think I think like maybe 5 and maybe 10 years ago, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, you're more into college football than I am. But and while the NFL is becoming more pass happy, the college football is just air raid nonstop. So translating from these big programs like in Oregon or in Alabama or Washington, you're going to have dominant wide receivers, and you're going to look amazing as a quarterback. You're not playing against the best of the best every week. I think the transitions are much harder now because you're so used to just being in that air raid defense going or offense going against bad defenses. I think it's harder to translate as a starting quarterback into the NFL now. And I could be completely wrong on that, But there's nothing wrong with drafting somebody and having him sit 2 years behind a Kirk Cousins or something. It worked. How long did Mahomes sit behind Smith?
1 year,
1 year.
but
I mean
a
that.
full year.
Yeah, I'm sure that helped him a little bit. I mean, Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre, and now Jordan Love looks serviceable. I'm not going to say he looks great because I don't think Jordan Love looks great. He looks he
Not yet.
looks he looks fine. Yes,
It's
but
okay.
I'm sure sitting behind Aaron Rodgers helped him immensely.
Yeah, and I mean, and you make the good point about that transition from the college game to the NFL game. Look at Bryce Young. I mean, Alabama's quarterback. Like SEC is supposed to be the best of the best. Like you're playing these top tier defenses and NFL style and all this, and he gets to the NFL and it. I mean, he's in the Carolina
Yeah.
Panthers organization. That probably don't help him either. But Jesus, like
No.
it didn't translate.
Yeah, I mean, and you could say like even as well, look at what CJ Stroud did. I mean, we were talking about like, is Davis Mills a legit starter in the NFL? Because like he was keeping Houston games. They had the pieces. Plus now they have a solid coach. I mean, there's quite a few things that have to line up correctly. For a rookie to fall in play. Why do you think Mahomes succeeded, even with only the 1 year ahead of him? He had a good head coach. He had a solid system around him.
Yeah.
If I see one more thing that the Vikings are top to get Russell Wilson, I will go freaking bananas.
I'm going to say it right now. I will say if the Vikings go out and spend money and get Russell Wilson, I'm changing my fandom.
I think I might too.
I will be a 49ers fan.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I'll accept that.
I'll do it.
I'll go to wherever Jaden Daniels goes.
Ooh, I like that.
Or I'll just go to Cincinnati. They got Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. I'll just go to Cincinnati.
I was just gonna say why. He was like, man, Joe Burrow after like 1 year of unfortunate injury. You're just like, nah, we're going on to Jaden Daniels. He's the new one.
So I have to laugh at this. So Jamar Chase has become a big time talker, and he doesn't play full seasons either. But he's calling out that he's better than Justin Jefferson and all this stuff. And I'm sorry, I love JJ and the fact that he lets his play talk for him. He doesn't have to talk big, and he's just like, okay, I'll just go about my business.
Chase is good, but he's not. He ain't Justin Jefferson.
I'll die on this hill too. There is nobody as good as Justin Jefferson. Tyreek Hill is close, but he is nowhere near as good as Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson, how tall is he? Because I mean, he runs crisp route. 6'1"?
6'2", I think.
Okay, so he's not like overly like 6'4", like back in the day, Larry Fitzgerald, like
He's
tall,
not Randy Moss.
Yeah, but no, I mean Justin Jefferson, it feels like he's just on another level, and I can't speak to it on how to explain it, but it's like you can just tell the way he runs and how he's consistently open. He's above Jamar Chase. I mean, but Joe Burrow can just throw that deep ball, and Jamar Chase knows how to get open, and they've had that connection for since LSU, probably 5 years now. They've been playing together for years, but Justin, with even your backups, he was looking fucking dominant, and they knew where they were throwing that ball. And honestly, do you think we give some of that as much as he's open? Do you think we give some of the praise to Hawkinson for taking some of the eyes away from him?
I would say Hawkinson and Addison. Addison, for a first-year player, Addison looked really good. And you know what? If Kirk wouldn't have gone down, we would have had 3 players at 1,000 yards or more. Would have been Addison, Hawkinson, and Jefferson. Jefferson had over 1,000, and he missed 8 of the 18 games and had 4 different starting quarterbacks. I mean, that's freaking remarkable.
I think Addison, when he was picked, everyone was going, why the hell did we get another wide receiver? You went with best player available at that point, and it looks solid, man. I mean, it's literally, it sucks because he's probably the 3rd receiving option, maybe 4th in some cases, but like he proved that he was one of the better rookies this year.
Well, it made sense to me because Thielen was gone. He went to Panthers, and then KJ. He's I'm guessing he's going to be gone after this year. This was his final year in the contract, so I'm going to assume KJ Osborne is gone too. So it made sense to me. I mean, did we have other things we needed? Yes, but we also didn't know that Brian Flores was going to make the defense as good as he did either.
Yeah.
which is his name hasn't been called at all for head coaching interviews. So we should have him at least one season. Give me a full 18 game season with Kirk Cousins going against now the fourth place schedule and a
Yeah.
Brian Flores defense. I'm excited. I'm excited for next season.
They better
Kirk
get
is
him some interviews, otherwise it's another league-wide conspiracy again.
Yeah.
Let's not go there, Bryant.
Yeah, no, we're too early into this one.
But no, I mean I hope he's back. Season didn't go as planned, but man, it was just nothing but injury after injury, just hurting all the big names too.
You said the season didn't go as planned. After like say week 4, for us to like have a shot at the playoffs, I feel like that's pretty good. Because at that time, Vikings like, oh, we're having number 1 pick. I mean, it was bad. Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles. For Minnesota to win as many games as they did, it's pretty impressive.
And just the turnover issue that we had. And that went through. Well,
Mm-hmm.
everyone, I knew a few people that just absolutely loved Nick Mullins because he's a gunslinger and he can be exciting. He had 400-yard game, 300-yard game. It's exciting, but when you throw, what did he have in 3 games? He had 10 or 11 interceptions.
Oh my
That's
God, that's
atrocious.
Jameis Winston numbers.
Yes,
Yeah.
he actually, I think he had worse numbers than Jameis Winston in his career when it came to turnovers.
No, I thought you were going to say, yeah, it's good when you have 400 yards passing, but when 200 go to Justin Jefferson, that's just Justin Jefferson carrying that whole thing.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So how was the win-loss record in that one game that he had 400 yards? Were they 0-1?
0-1, yeah.
There you go.
So I mean,
400 yards don't get you into the playoffs.
It's exciting because I think he averaged the highest yards per throw or in air. So that's exciting to watch, but you don't know which player you don't know which team it's going to, and that's a big issue.
And he still had 400 yards, but they still only scored 20 points.
Which is crazy because in the KOC era, I think if we win the turnover battle, I believe we are like 18-0 or something like that. So all we have to do is have less turnovers than the other team, and we win. 18-0. But guess what? We can't do that. We have in the last 5 games like 20 turnovers. It's ridiculous.
Jesus,
weird how that works,
Dobbs throws 4 in his last game and like two the game prior, and then Mullins with 4 in his or 11 in his 3 games. I mean, it's no good. But that's again, I think people actually grew appreciation for Kirk, which I've been preaching for years now. So be thankful.
Yeah. We were talking about the contracts. He's made $230 million in his career. Literally, if he just cuts his salary in half, how much more space is going to be open to, like you said, getting some takeaways, get some defensive stars there. You got to change something because Kirk will take care of the ball. If he's healthy, you just need to shore up that offensive line and that defense. Sounds easier than done, but like I think the first thing you got to do is renegotiate. He's got to be willing to take a team-friendly discount in order to help himself at this point. Like you said, I think he will, but like
I think so,
that's been the toughest thing forever.
He seems like the type of person that would be like, you know what? I've made $250 million.
I can live off the interest here for a while.
Yeah, I can do that and get some people around me.
I think the issue though is we do draft defense a bit. We are terrible at drafting defense. We can hit on our wide receivers. We can hit on our lineman has been built. Our line has been built through the draft, and 2 of our tackles are top 10 tackles in the NFL. That's fantastic. But our drafting for defense is atrocious. Lewis Seen, he was on the Georgia championship team in 22, I think. 21, one of those. He got his first tackle this last game, his first recorded tackle. And we took him in the first pick. That was Quessie's very first pick 2 drafts ago. And he just recorded his first tackle.
Wasn't I just bitching about our drafting this weekend in a text chain with you guys
I don't
or
remember.
Twitter or something. Yeah, it might have been a Twitter conversation.
So yeah, I mean that was his very first round pick, and don't forget that's the draft that we drafted back to let the Packers take a wide receiver, or maybe it was it was the Lions. The Lions drafted, I think, Amon Ra, I believe.
Yep.
So we made the Lions better, and then we drafted frickin' Lewis Seen, who had his first frickin' career tackle after almost two full seasons.
So what I was talking about was in our Twitter conversation when we were talking about players getting inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, and Toby Gerhart was one of them. And Bryant said, Vikings legend Toby Gerhart. And I said, the Vikings have had some doozies like Toby Gerhart, Christian Ponder, Laquan Treadwell, just not even getting a pick in. Giving all their picks to the Packers. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I still can't get over that. They're like, we have Adrian Peterson. You know what we need? A bigger, slower white guy as the punch. That'd be like if you throw a haymaker and then you just do a soft jab as the second. Like, what are you? That's the opposite, man. You gotta...
Their thinking behind that is, we'll put Toby Gerhart in. They'll never expect us to give him the ball.
Did they expect him to be like a Mike Allstott or something like that? I mean, what was the?
God. Yeah, they were about 15 years too late on that trend.
Toby Gerhart got tackled behind the line of scrimmage so that Christian Ponder could run past everyone else. He opened the doors for white running backs out there. Reopened them, I guess.
Man, the Vikings draft history is so bad.
It's so bad.
Him and Jacob Hester from LSU from fucking like 6 years ago. Or, oh God, probably even more than that.
Yeah.
10 probably.
It is amazing. And I know it's really hard to hit on draft picks, but to miss as badly as we've missed is just on first rounders.
Now remember, you've at least hit on some. You're not even remotely close. You feel how bad you're feeling right now. Now imagine you're a Raiders fan, and you just have whole drafts that are gone within 2 years.
Yep.
It could be worse. I still remember the year we picked Justin Jefferson. The pick before us, Philadelphia picked Jalen Reagor.
Yeah.
And Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman both start laughing, and then they put in the card for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, they're probably contemplating him or someone else, and they go, wait, Justin's still fucking there? Scratching out the bullshit name that they were going to settle with instead of the one they wanted.
Yeah. They didn't wait till the last minute like the pick where they didn't get in. It's like anybody, pick anybody, literally anybody. No, like
what happened with that one again?
What do you have? 10 minutes per draft pick back in the day?
Yeah,
they didn't turn in a card, and the pick just skipped them to the next team.
Was that the Mike Tice era?
I don't know. And I can't remember.
I feel like that was the Mike Tice era, which fits just perfectly for him. Mike Tice he's the original Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Mike
Tice, the Love Boat, fucking that was a hell of an era of Vikings football, man.
This was
Dante Culpepper.
2003.
It had to be close to the Tice era.
Yeah. I don't think that was still Denny Green, was it?
I don't think so.
Oh my God! You know what makes it even worse? Okay, so they had 15 minutes, and it was their first round pick.
Oh my God! You didn't know? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's probably been a lesson where literally all these GMs make their top 250 list just for the sake of that. I came out of a coma with 90 seconds and I have to make the pick. That one, he hasn't been picked.
Oh.
Yeah, that was Mike Tice.
Yeah, like I said, like anybody, literally anybody, just anybody, get the card in. Anybody, like the water boy, like anybody. Nope.
I honestly believe if one of you two was in that room, you would have taken control and wrote any name down and thrown it in. Troy Davis, Iowa State, fucking throw it in.
10 years later.
I would just be like, okay, we're trading with the number 12 pick. Let's Let's just go.
Yeah. Trade with fucking anyone.
Yeah, they'll be happy to get 4 picks ahead. Let's just trade back 4 picks, and we'll work it out. Well, you know
I
what?
mean, I've seen draft day. I know the other GM wouldn't believe you. He'd go, "There's no fucking way you don't have a pick, and you're just trying to trade back to give yourself time." Kevin Costner doesn't play that role. The role where dipshit GM doesn't know who he's gonna pick.
Yep. Yeah, and I believe Kevin Costner.
Yeah. I'm gonna get all my picks back before I move out to Montana and Yellowstone. I know he's always the badass in every single movie.
Did you know that Taylor Sheridan's just like a major prick, I guess?
Who?
Taylor Sheridan, the guy that writes and directs all these shows.
Oh, it's the same guy on all of them?
Yeah, he writes and directs that, all the miniseries, all these shows on whatever that on Paramount and whatever.
I think we've talked about it before. Doesn't Yellowstone have 2 prequels
3.
that are both just the name of the year?
Yeah, 3 of them, I think.
So I'm looking.
I think Taylor's running out of ideas.
I'm looking at players taken in the first round after the Vikings totally messed up their pick here. Let's see.
It's officially called screwing the pooch.
Terrell Suggs, Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him. Nah.
Willis McGahee, Dallas Clark.
Yeah. Did Dallas have a good career?
No, yeah, pretty mediocre. Literally, any of those guys.
The pride of Boat, Iowa.
Jesus. And good job, Vikings.
That's the Twin River Valley. That's Twin River Valley royalty right there.
Let's get off our garbage franchise that will never win a Super Bowl and go to one that wins them regularly. Bryant, Super Wildcard Weekend, Chiefs.
So we're talking about playoff teams now.
You know what? This is now Chiefs hour. So you talk about whatever. Where'd he go?
We don't need that negativity in our lives, Ryan. I got it. Hey, what are you doing back here? Get out of here, Bryant.
No, I was.
Hey, let me back in.
I was saying this is Chiefs hour. So you talk about whatever you want to talk about.
It's Chiefs half hour. Yeah. You have 2 minutes. Go.
Yeah, Chiefs. I can make it quick. Chiefs thankfully snuck one out. Their backups got plenty of playing time. Good for Chris Jones for getting his money, but I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Where it's like, I'm gonna sit out week 1, and oh shit, now I'm the only starter that has to work actually really hard for 3 quarters to get this $1 million. And to be honest, everyone was happy when he hit it. So it seems like spirits are good with them. I mean, Chargers, man, what a flipping mess. That organization is just. If they get a solid coach, I'm going to be scared because they actually got good pieces on that team. And if there's a player I feel worse for than anyone in the league, it's probably Keenan Allen on the Chargers. That guy has been a baller, wide receiver 1 for a decade, and they've gotten them all and they just cannot put anything fucking together because they're honestly their front office, their coaching, all of it is just so inept, So. Sucks for the Chargers. Hopefully they get something because it's kind of if we're going to have any small complaint from a Chiefs fan, the conference has been so bad. The Raiders, the Broncos, the Chiefs, where everyone's going, well, this is the new AFC East, and I can't argue against them because it's like, yeah, we got good quarterbacks, but like no one's stepping up, So it is just a conference full of garbage, which thankfully we had this year because we snuck out 10-7 this year and. Going into the wild card versus Miami, which you're all going to start asking is, well, how are they going to look? I don't know because they're going to play on Peacock, and I don't have Peacock, and I'm sure as hell not going to subscribe to it.
I know Joey has links that you can go to.
Check out Miami and Kansas City on the Cock at 7 p.m., followed by Saturday Night Live.
They were selling it on the broadcast. It was so disgusting. It was like, hey, Mike Tirico, do you want to talk about how convenient Peacock is? All you have to do, and they're literally talking about, it's like, parents, because you don't want to be setting this up right before the game. Right at the top here is a QR code, and all you do is download it, pay us more money, and you get to play, and you get to see a game that you already would have seen for free. This is the only one you don't get to. And it's just bullshit, man. Like, we already got pissed because NFL went to Prime, and I think most people that have Prime watch it. People that don't, honestly, I don't think watch it anymore. It just, if you have it, great. But they were. This is what they're starting to do in the NFL is, hey, how many people signed up for Prime specifically because of the NFL? Ooh, that's actually making money. Well, let's just sell one game. Let's sell the highest viewed game of Miami, of a up and coming team with Tua and Tyreek, and it's a revenge game going into Arrowhead with the reigning Super Bowl champs. That'll get plenty of people. And all it is a scheme to see how many people are going to buy the $6 a month. And then from there, how many people are going to forget they hit the recurring option and just keep milking people out of money for a bullshit streaming app. And my worry right now is it's going to continue. They're going to go, shit, Peacock paid 110 million. They paid 110 million for one game. And they're going to go, well, shit, Peacock, they made 200 million on subscriptions for people watching this or whatever it is. And if it succeeds, if they get enough people to make their money back, you're going to start seeing more of these pay-per-view NFL bullshit games. And I'm just worried. This is years and years and years down the line, but look how fast it went from cable to streaming. I'm worried that this is going to go from, hey, streaming to, well, now major events are just going to be pay-per-view. It's going to, like UFC, the biggest, UFC was established on pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the Super Bowl would get there, but I mean, this is, take it an inch, and if they see progress, they're going to take it a mile with these streaming companies.
So
you know,
so you bring up Amazon too. You remember Thursday night football used to be the worst football games of the week, and now
Yep.
all of a sudden, the first year of it went on Amazon went awful, and so they spent a ton of money on just some awful games. This year, there were some great games. I mean, there were some great games.
Yeah.
So yeah, now all the good games are going to be put on these streaming services that you have to pay for, and that sucks. That just sucks.
Yep. CBS and Fox, you kind of get the bullshit ones. NBC, you pay a lot. You get Sunday night. You get the game of the week. Like, they know what they're doing. They know how to maximize these profits, and it's just it sucks because it's going to be a good rematch from Germany. It's going to be winter storm down there, negative degrees. You're playing a team that was expecting to host a game in 70 at home. Now they're playing on the road. I personally think with how the Chiefs have been playing, getting a week of rest, whereas Tua and everyone kind of, got their asses kicked. I mean, just another full game of those starters having to play another game just to now only secure the 6th seed. I think the Chiefs are going to be able to get by, but I mean, I think I'm going to go somewhere to watch it. I'm not going to pay Peacock for this, man. We honestly might as well just revert back to cable. If this is what it's going to be, where one streaming app has one thing, pretty soon we're going to have fucking Tennessee at the Cleveland Browns on twitch.tv, and you're just going to have to stream it from the NFL, and that's the free game with 10,000 ads, and you can comment on it too,
So
100% serious, Bryant. Come
So-
to Brandon this weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
What's that?
Come to Brandon this weekend. I'll get it.
Come to Brandon. What are we doing? Are we going to go to the Jackrabbits victory parade?
Ooh, now that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But we can watch the game.
Might,
I got it.
If they have a victory parade, your happy ass better be. I don't even know where South Dakota State is, but it better be in that.
I didn't even think
Brookings.
of that. I am looking for it now.
Yeah, look that up because you better be a Jackrabbit faithful, and I want you to wear bunny ears. So I want you to be ears up that entire time, man.
So Brian, I don't know. You said that you think Kansas City is gonna sneak by, get a win here.
I don't think they're going to dominate. We've seen the Chiefs let everyone in their games this year.
I think the Dolphins are the most fraudulent team of the year, easily, absolutely, 100%. Who have they beat? They have not beat. They beat the Cowboys. I'm looking at their scores. Lost to the Bills, got killed by the Ravens, beat the Cowboys by 2 points, and then lost to the Chiefs, lost to the Eagles. Eagles aren't good. Got crushed by the Bills the first time they play. They can beat bad teams very well. They cannot beat good teams. They just can't. Now they have a bunch of injury issues. I don't think they're going to be able. Their running game is really good. I do not think they're going to be able to compete with Kansas City.
You know why? You know why everyone believes in them? It was a 3-0 start. and I'm looking at because even at Chargers and at Patriots, they won by a combined 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 50-point win, 70 points. And again, this is why if you're Mike McDaniel or the Dolphins, and Dolphins fans will agree, that's why you go for the record. Because guess what you are now? Instead of in the history books for the best game ever, you are the 6th seed in the AFC playoffs and probably going to lose to the reigning Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, I
So
just
instead of being an infamy, you're number 2.
that Miami team bothers me a lot, and it's just because they can put up points very easily against average to below average teams, but you get them against a team that's actually decent, they can't win. They just
Yeah.
can't. And so that team bothers me. Tyreek Hill bothers me. He's a phenomenal player, but he's just the jaded ex-girlfriend of Patrick Mahomes. Now it's the evil. Do I dislike him more or do I dislike Taylor Swift more? Which evil do I pick?
Uh-oh. The matchup no one expected. T Swift versus T Hill, huh?
Yes,
Man.
but I'm gonna go with Chiefs on this one.
Are we gonna add F Hill in there, Faith Hill? And D Swift, DeAndre Swift?
Faith Hilling.
We can just keep going initial. Yeah.
I've got
any South Park fans out there? Faith Hilling, come on.
I've got to go with Faith Hill since her and Tim McGraw helped bring all these 5 stars to LSU.
Oh Jesus! So I cannot find
they got
anything.
Hopkins to the Titans, then they had to bring these 5 stars to LSU.
I cannot find anything about a national championship victory parade in Brookings this weekend. So
you want to know why? They expected it.
Yeah, act like you've been there.
Exactly.
You go back to back. You won 28 straight games.
I think they've got the 5th longest, like in recent history. And it's not Oklahoma's 54 or 55 game win streak will never be broken. But
this is
in recent history, their 29 streak is like 5th all time right now.
Oh.
They're encroaching on North Dakota State territory.
This is a question for Joey. Would they beat Iowa this year?
100%.
Think so?
Yeah.
When that Iowa team was at full strength, we discovered this last week, Ryan. Iowa was only 100% healthy and played everyone in the Iowa State game. That was the one full team. And look what they did actually, 20-13. And I would say our defense wasn't slouches, but they had enough plays. But yeah, after their injuries, if injured Iowa, I think they would. South Dakota State played almost mistake free, but I'll give Iowa some.
Iowa went versus ranked teams. Iowa went 0-3 with a combined score of 92-0. Yeah. South Dakota State was ranked. Now, granted, it's FCS, but they're ranked, so they probably would have gotten shut out.
I just remember what was last year, like 5-3 or something like that.
7-3.
Yeah,
two safeties and a field goal.
Yeah, so that's why I asked that question, just because I remember that.
South Dakota State should have won that game too. Man.
Yeah, that's golly. It's sad that it's like but had to think about it. I think obviously I would pull it out because they play such a boring but stable way of playing to win the game. But
I don't know. You said this is a question for Joey. I don't think Joey would say that they would win. I really don't.
He knows they would pull out a bullshit last 2-minute win with a punt return or something. That's what they do is they play slow, boring. Or you have to sleep, big play, and we're going to take the lead, and that's it.
Is their punter going to be like a 5th round pick or something like that?
I think he needs to go higher, man. So? I mean, legitimately, he set the record for the punt yards. Yeah, the family was pissed about the number of games. But if you're a team that has about damn near all the pieces, why would you not spend – because once you're getting – and this is just an amateur's opinion, but once you get to about the 4th round, you're kind of guessing at that point.
Yeah.
Maybe even end of the 3rd. If you don't have your player that you wanted at that point or a great value pick, how do you not just go, we're going to take this punter that – I mean, and Joy will have the stats for you. I mean, he landed within the 20 and within the 10 with the 5. I think he had the highest count by a large margin of any punter in the NCAA. If you have the rest of your pieces established and there's just not a can't pass up like Jalen Carter to the Eagles when they traded up. When he's that low, you know, if they don't see a great value, I don't know why you wouldn't take that guy and play that type of game, especially in the NFL.
Yeah, he was truly remarkable.
You make a good point with, once you get to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, you're guessing. Take this guy that he's a punter. He's gonna he's gonna stick around for a long time. Look at the Colts, what they did with Pat McAfee. They drafted him late round, and he was the best punter in the NFL. Like, take a guy that that's going to help the team, not just maybe.
The Raiders took Janikowski super early, and he only became their franchise kicker.
Yeah,
I mean, there are some players that are a solid lock, and I would legit say Torrey Taylor's a solid lock. If you're not looking at like we could have gotten this outside linebacker or this, this human piece of clay in this gigantic defensive end that we can hone into what we want. If you're just looking at we need a punter badly because we fucked up so much or we couldn't land people deep, or just know that, hey, if we can force them to have 90-yard drives every time, that's your guy, man. I mean, I legit think he should be drafted early.
Human piece of clay. Is that a Creed reference?
Oh yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Human Clay the last few weeks. With arms wide open. Yeah, I'll be honest. It's in my most recently played around Christmas. I don't know why.
I might look that up on some Spotify.
Fuck yeah,
man!
Dude. Just download it. Buy the album again. If you can find the cassette, buy that. Creed needs the money, please.
Buy the cassette. I have 0 things that can play that cassette that I own. Not one thing in my house. Not one vehicle. Nothing.
Have you even looked on Amazon? I bet you can find one for sub $20.
I bet you're right, but I'm not going to. I could digitally download it, the whole album, for $6 probably.
Oh, well, if you want a pink one, it's $17. But these are more expensive than I anticipated. God, a cassette player with a rechargeable battery with a USB port. What a juxtaposition of technology right there.
Now, so here's my Chrysler. After I got my first big boy job, I went out and I bought a Chrysler 300C. Car was badass. Had dual DVD players in the headrests. Had a 6-disc changer in the dash and a cassette player.
What was the first video you watched in it?
I never watched anything in it, actually. Not one. I never had a DVD.
It was awesome.
I think I put a DVD just to make, okay, it works. We're done here. And now I go from that to my 2017 Ram that I bought, brand new. Doesn't even have a CD slot in it. You can't even put a CD in it.
No.
Nope.
Because the new ones have them.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine going to like a Pimp My Ride type place and be like, hey, this new car, figure out a way to put a cassette player in this. It would be so fucking angry.
I need to listen to Human Clay. All right. Put my cassette player in here.
You're lucky I'm not asking for 8-track, damn it. I just want some Human Clay playing in this biz. And they go, well, you can just stream it. No, I want to hear the tape rewind when I want to listen to the song.
I want to flip it over to side B.
Yeah, exactly. I want some side B.
Just think there's probably people that will listen to this podcast that don't understand what we're talking about.
Nothing.
What the fuck, side B?
Yeah, what is side B?
Well, Bryant, do you have anything else about the Chiefs this weekend?
No, I'll look up the score bug or I'll go somewhere. I'm not buying Peacock. I'm making an official stand. I won't spend $6 this weekend.
Don't spend $6. Spend $50 in gas. Come to Brandon. I got you.
God, more than that, buddy. Chevy Cruze don't get that good at gas mileage anymore. But no, this might be as good a time as any as well. We're talking about cassettes and everything else. You had something music related you wanted to talk about, Ryan?
Got another album cover for you.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
This one.
So
I
there
feel like
is
this one-
there is a Facebook page. Oh, I looked it up. It must have been when we were looking up the other one. It was like weird album covers. Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
That's all this
This one.
Facebook page is.
This one came up because I was giving Ezra a bath, and my Spotify was going, and I look over, and I'm like, "What is this?" So, I figure this is one of those that you can look at and create your own story on what may or may not have happened. So let me show and let me share.
Am I gonna be able to make a Pulse of the Heartland album cover off this one too?
You probably can, yeah.
Let's see here. Oh my!
Ooh.
Is that guy? What is that guy wearing a dress?
I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I'm thinking it's just a towel or something. I don't know.
It looks like a dress.
But he's
Boney
just
M?
like Boney M, bud.
Yeah, I actually know them.
Okay,
Do you?
Yeah, you know the Rasputin song? They're the ones that
No.
sing it.
the what?
No, I don't know it.
The Rah Rah Rasputin,
I
Russia's greatest love machine.
have no idea
That's
what
not-
you're talking about.
Oh, come on.
Okay, Ryan. So, what song was it when you saw this?
Shoot. I'll find
By
it.
the way, I can get by with the
Sunny.
That's pretty sensual like art. I can't get over the name of it. Take the Heat of Me. Oof.
Here for me, I'm just like, okay, I don't know what happened with these three women, but this guy is back there just like either creeping, like,
Yep.
oh, how can I help you? Or yeah, I did that.
I was thinking the same thing. Like with this, is just like an artsy, without the dude in the background. This is a normal album cover.
Yes. Then you just add him, and it just kind of changes how it goes, how it looks.
100% agree with you here.
He's just awkwardly like he's giving the Kubrick stare, just looking over his eyebrows, looking at these women.
And he's wearing a
See,
dress.
you need to full screen that because I can barely tell he's wearing a dress.
Um,
In Scotland they do that as well. Not as long. It's more placard, but
As much as I can get.
not placard, plaid.
how the hell do
My
I?
bad.
There we go.
We got it now.
We're still covered up.
Yeah.
How do we full screen that? Bryant, come on.
Thank
probably
God.
something to do with me, and I don't have a
You might get
clue.
demonetized, and this is how I make my living.
That's right. Oh.
Trent,
How's that?
You are.
Hey, there we go.
I got it. Don't worry. Golly, guys.
Oh, I know how now. We're learning on the
Yeah.
fly.
What?
I was worried we were gonna have to put a black bar over this for a second, though.
I mean, what happened to her? She have a heart attack? She what's going on?
Yeah, I don't
She just napped.
I don't think they're doing CPR correctly on this lady.
The third one's just sitting there. She needs to get a defibrillator.
It's like, yeah, you go call 911. It's like Dumb and Dumber and Jim Carrey's character doing CPR.
Yeah.
It's be a whole lot easier if you just let it happen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, and I mean that's how it was with the other one too. Like, what is the story? Why are there 5 guys in a bathhouse together, just hanging out, doing an album cover shot? What's this guy doing, just standing back there, going, "Hey, what can I do for you?"
Yeah, whatever's happened to the woman, he absolutely does not want to help her at this point.
No, not at all. You guys never saw me. I was never here.
Yeah. I think what happened is he saw this happen. He was the first one, saw that she's down there. Who knows what happened to her? He goes, I got to make my way out of here, but I have nothing to wear. Hold up. Wait a minute. There's something in the corner here. And while they're tending to her, he's about to sneak out the door before he gets caught.
He's got her dress on, and they're not going to know who took it.
He goes, well, you're not going to need this anymore, so I'm going to jet out of here. It's a hell of an afro, though.
I would say so. I wish I could.
Actually, all of them. I've just noticed all of them have afros. I was just looking at his for a second.
I would say the lady who is down on the ground, hers might be the most impressive. Hard to tell, but the middle one definitely, hers is very impressive.
Yeah, it's 2-1-4-3 in my afro rankings there. If we're gonna power rank them, that would be my choice.
I think you're on. I think I can agree with you on that.
Hey, it's hard to argue when I'm right here about it. You know, I'm an expert on it. So, oh no,
Now,
God damn it.
it's not as good as this one.
How do we get out here? Uh-oh.
we needed to change the left face there to the Florida Seminole,
The
and then that would have been fucking
they're
perfect.
the
there.
ACC logo.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It turns out the committee might have gotten it right.
oh.
Yeah. No, I think you can still give Florida State credit and rank them high at the end of the year. I just hate the took your ball and go home. And to be honest, then you did no favors to yourself with how that game played. And if you're the players, no one is to blame in any of this. I think the committee got it right. I think the players are right, and I think the committee was right with how the players reacted, because it's just like, you didn't want to play. Georgia was right in making a statement that, like, if you're going to put the best teams in, then we should have been in. But honestly, maybe you make the argument Alabama should have been out at that point, because, like, yeah, you got a fluke 3-point win, but we are, we've also been established and won 29 games straight at that point.
Yep.
But that's what this is the issue, and they're gonna have it next year. Everyone acts like the 12-team playoff is gonna solve it, but this is what happens when you don't have stated clear criteria and you want to make it more money based, and you have the wiggle room rather than go, conference champions are the number one factor. Number 2 is this. Number 3 is strength of schedule. 4 is head to head. Whatever you want to make it. But when you go, but also it's if we decide different. Okay, well then none of this. You could just go, well, Notre Dame has the best, or you can, like, for example, this year, you can say Georgia's the best team because they have all the blue chip prospects. They were the best team. It didn't matter if they went 0-12 because they had the best players. That's the frustrating part of it.
I think now, because next year is the first year of the 12 team, right?
Yep.
At this point now, if you weren't one of the top 12 teams, I think you can't say anything. I mean,
that, and
I agree.
And you can make the argument next
Well,
year.
top 11, the G12 or G5 is going to get one.
Okay.
You know, you can make the argument next year that the same thing's going to happen. You know, that 13th team, they're going to do the same thing in a bowl game.
But if you're excuse me, geez, if you're at the point where you're the number 30, I can see the argument if you're 5 or 6 with a 4-team playoff. But if you're at a 12-team playoff and you're number 13, you did something where you obviously didn't deserve to be one of the top 11 or 12 teams. So just move on. Better luck next year.
But there's still going to be their argument, you know, hey, I mean, why aren't we 10? You know, it's always going to be there.
This is the final rankings, so we've seen a season full of work. But I'm going to say 11 through 14 right now, because again, you're going to have a G5 team take at least one spot minimum. But number 11 Arizona, number 12 LSU, number 13 Penn State, number 14 Notre Dame. On a right day, any one of those teams can compete with anyone. Mm-hmm. But the issue is none of those teams did it the whole season. So, like you said, if you think outside that, right side out of that is Oklahoma State, Tennessee. I don't think any one of those teams, those 3 specifically, didn't deserve it. There's only a smart argument of even the 4 I just named before that deserve it.
I'll speak for LSU as an alum from LSU. Their defense was not good enough at all to compete in a national championship. Their offense and Jade Daniels, amazing. But their defense, there's a reason every single one of their defensive coaching staff got fired this last week.
Yeah, that is kind of honestly the nice thing about a larger school like that. In football is a priority. If you got something bad, it's not going to be, well, let's power through maybe next year. No, fucking get rid of them. You know, we got plenty of money to buy you out and get the right people in, because Because right now, you make those playoffs next year, that is worth more than the money you're going to spend on, giving someone their yearly salary to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. So yeah, LSU would not have competed. It'd have to be a shootout to get anywhere, and yeah.
Yeah. That was their goal, is to have a track meet. They were class. You know what LSU is? You're gonna hate me saying it. They're the Big 12 from a decade ago. We can score on fucking anyone. We can't stop anyone either. We just need to We need to win 49-45. That's what we need.
That is 100% accurate. It is what it is.
Classic Big 12 coach Brian Kelly.
Come on, BK. I expect you to have some defense with those dance moves.
Yeah, but you got that Underwood, right? That number 1 recruit. How you feel about that?
Frank Underwood?
Yeah.
From House of Cards?
Sorry, I think you said Brad. And I heard the R, and I was like, yeah, sure. I missed it. My bad.
I know. I'll be honest with you. I know nothing about it. I'm just excited about in 2 years when we have all those 5 stars on offense, but I couldn't tell you anything.
I'm going to tell you right now, Ryan, if me and Trent knew nothing about the number 1 overall pick, but he chose Iowa State, that would be the biggest bragging rights. We'd make sure you knew that we got the number 1 guy. Doesn't matter if he played or not.
For sure.
Well,
Speaking of which, Blue still plays for Iowa State.
0 minutes.
The top guy that doesn't play, yeah.
Best recruit the school has ever got, 0 minutes. I mean, who knows? They'll probably redshirt him. They still could.
They might be able to redshirt him. I bet you he starts playing more in Big 12 play when. I think Houston was just rude awakening here. I think once you see more of the Oklahoma type games where it's like we're going to start getting into our depth, I bet you he starts seeing more significant minutes. If you don't have to play him versus a 350th ranked team, don't even risk it. I guess that probably would have been the time to play him to get some minutes.
My huge fear is that they're not going to play him. He's not getting minutes. He's going to transfer.
So yeah, he's the top one for 2025, right?
Yeah.
Top QB. Okay, yeah, that's what I was referring to. Yeah, him and didn't they get the top running back and top wide receiver too?
Yeah, he's just going off of a wish list. He's like, number 1 guy, check, number 1 guy, check, number 1 guy, check. All right, who's the number 1 defensive end? Oh, he went to Texas A&M. All right, number 1 linebacker. They're just doing the number 1.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
you're not going to get number 1 punter, though. He's going to Iowa. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, BK went up to Tim McGraw and said, "Bud, how much money can you write for these people?" And that's just the NIL. No, that's how it works.
The rumor is Arch Manning made roughly $2 to $3 million this year, and he barely touched it.
Yeah, what did he play? 1 game?
Maybe. I mean, and it was bullshit minutes too.
Is Shedeur Sanders staying in Colorado?
Yeah, 1 more year. Same thing with Dion. He'll leave after next year.
I had heard that he's going to transfer or something like that. I definitely didn't hear the right thing.
No, his dad will get enough recruits to make them passable. I think they make a 6-6 bowl next year. Maybe a little bit better. I'm underselling them, but they're going to make that team as good as they can to shoot up Shedeur stock, and I think Dion leaves with them for honestly the next A&M job that's going to pay him way more.
Nope, I got this. Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, baby. I mean,
Joey would be all over that.
I'm thinking schematically, because you don't have to recruit. You just have to get the best. But, does that work as well when you're a professional athlete? Because it's not like, oh, I was a free agent and I chose the only ones I think is you go to Miami because of no sales tax and nice weather. That's the additional other than I'm playing for this team in the most money.
That's why players should go to South Dakota State, play football. No sales tax, nice weather.
Oh shit! Yeah, nice weather. Okay,
we got the no sales tax, so.
But I mean, Dion played for the Falcons. He may as well just come home. Dion.
Let's speak it into existence for Joey.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
I do. Honestly, at least at that point, you can go. If we can go 7-10, but we got Dion, baby. Arthur Smith, Arthur Smith. I get him and Arthur Blank mixed up. But if you're looking at Arthur Smith, it's that's the guy we have to, that we're relying on. The son of a billionaire that's just doing this kind of as a hobby, in my opinion.
we have 1 year that we have to get through Desmond, and then Dion gets his quarterback. Baby Shador comes in, and he's the franchise quarterback of Atlanta. I do not see any problems with this.
No, not at all.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this off season. Yeah,
Well,
he went.
they need
he's
to,
got-
they need to hire him now because Artie got fired, so they have to hire him now. You just go one season, and then Dion gets his quarterback after season 1.
So they're gonna LeBron and Bronny this shit. Whatever team he goes to, I go to.
Yep.
I mean, speaking of that, to a point, it's funny that LeBron has been saying this for years because 100% he also told the Miami Heat, "Hey, you need to draft the guy I want to play with, so I'll stay here." And then I think it was Shabazz Napier they drafted. He's like, "All right, deuces, I'm going to Cleveland. See you later." It's like, fucking, we just drafted this guy for you, man. Like, what do you like? You could have just not been a dick, and we could have gotten who we needed. But now we just have a guy that he ended up fine, but like, what the fuck, man? Like, yeah, whoever drafts Bronny, they're heads up. Spoiler alert to this dipshit GM. LeBron's not going to play for you unless he gets drafted by the Lakers.
Well, and I think at this point, Bronny might be a very good player. I honestly cannot tell you. I know nothing about him, but no, he's not.
Did you see that
Yeah.
what am I trying to say? It was like a post game and it was showing the stats like this kid 20-10, this kid 6-5, and then Bronny was team player of fucking nice smile. It's like, what the fuck? Like, his attributes and not stats like everyone else.
That was hilarious.
What kind of? Oh.
So I don't know. I don't know any. This is NBA talk because I don't know anything about NBA. So you're teaching me some things right now with basketball.
Yeah.
I don't know how good the Lakers are this year. They won the in-season tournament. So hang that banner up, LeBron.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Put it in the rafters.
You are now better than Jordan because of that. Good job, bud.
How many in-season tournaments did Jordan win? 0.
Yep.
That's right.
0.
Yeah, we edge LeBron for sure.
God.
Everyone was saying, it's like, could you imagine how much MJ would have loved that? You're an addictive gambler and you have a tournament in Vegas and the winner gets $500,000. God, he might not have shown up to a couple games just to he bet the under, so he just didn't show up to their games.
But would anybody take that show, Bronny James show, if he's not that great anyway without LeBron? So that basically leaves the Lakers because his dad.
The Lakers are 18 and 19, so they might have choice of Bronny if they really want to take him.
Might have a lottery pick.
Yeah. Golly, well they're fourth in their division. They're right behind the Suns.
Yeah.
Followed by the Kings and the Clippers.
The NBA is just so bad.
I don't get into it. It's funny because I just love college sports. Just amateur before it becomes a money grab. Yeah. NBA I just can't get behind, man. And also there's too many teams that make the fucking playoffs. Like if 2/3 of the teams make the playoffs, what was the point of the whole regular season? Why not literally just you do in-season tournaments all year? I mean, that's what it feels like.
Yep. No, and it's 15 years ago I loved the NBA, but it's just become such a bad product.
Agreed.
Yeah. I guess we've actually spent a lot of time on sports, guys. That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I have the most fun with is sports.
That's weird.
I'm trying to find this play here, and I'm going to show it to Ryan.
I need to.
Oh,
I'm on full screen mode, and I'll be. Oh, there we go. I got it. This is me working through technology issues right now.
What are you looking for, Trent?
I got it here.
All right.
I'm going to have to, let's see here, share the screen here. And I'm going to, okay, Ryan. Who does this play here? What NBA star does this remind you of? This shot right here.
Oh, I just yep. Number
This is
41, the greatest
is
German, the greatest tall shooter on the planet, Dirk Nowitzki.
this is Ryan's newest favorite player in
What's
all.
his name and how much is a jersey?
Milan Momcilovic is his name.
So where he's not German? Where's he from?
Serbia, I think.
Okay. Uh,
He's
Dirk
from the same
Nowitzki.
place that Jokic is from.
I don't think people like. I saw a deal the other day, highlight reel of Dirk Nowitzki. People don't remember just how amazing he was.
When he made that shot, like this was the shot that won the game for Iowa State tonight versus the number 2 team in the nation. And the first thing I thought was, when we get to the podcast, I have to show this to Ryan.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you did. Now I'm probably now an Iowa State basketball fan.
Just
Are you big Dirk fan, or are you a big fan because you like Mark Cuban?
So
you watch this team in the elite?
So a cool story here in small town. Well, I mean Rapid City now has like 60,000, but when I lived here when I was like 7 or 8, whatever, it was probably like 40,000 or something like that. And my mom worked, so they had a CBA basketball team, amateur, professional, semi-pro type of team, and we were able to get tickets all the time to them because they stayed at the hotel my mom worked at. And then my brother was a ball boy for that team, and so the Mavericks actually played a preseason game against, back then it was the Vancouver Grizzlies in Rapid City. And that was back when Michael Finley played and Sean Bradley played. And that I became a huge Dallas Mavericks fan at that time. And Michael Finley signed an autographed his shoe for my brother, so we have that back in Scotland. So yeah, I've always been a Mavericks fan because of that. And then Dirk Nowitzki I love me some Dirk.
see, confirmed Iowa State fan, Ryan, right now.
Now I'm starting to see where the LeBron hate came from, because they made fun of your Dirk back in the day, saying he was faking that sickness, and you're like, these mother.
Yep.
I don't like Wade now, like LeBron.
Yep.
I knew that's.
And Dirk just completely had that was the Nowitzki flu game and just dominated their asses.
Yep.
Yeah.
We think, boys, want to wrap this up?
That's cool though. I'm glad you guys finally have a good what position does he play? How tall is he? Is he like Dirk Nowitzki, or is he just a shorty?
He's 6'8".
He's close.
Yeah,
he's a forward.
He's 6'8", and he's got a difficult name to pronunciate. That's pretty much close to Dirk Nowitzki.
Pretty much.
So.
Before we go, I needed Bryant to tell me. It's on our notes. I needed Bryant to tell me about the lemonade at Panera that's killing people.
Oh shit! That's like from like a month ago.
I know, and
man.
I never read it because I wanted to hear it from you.
Yeah, no, it was just more the. There's so many things on that list. There's the lemonade that kills you. There's the judge that poops in Pringle cans. There's been a lot of stuff that I've been adding to that list, and we hadn't done that was the one time I've been prepared to add stuff to this. But no, Panera's had this like lemonade that it wasn't advertised. It was just like lemonade. I can't even remember what it's called, Surge or something. But like it was this lemonade that had like a lot of caffeine in it, and people were like, okay, sure, how much? It's like your daily value of it times 3. You know, like these people were getting multiple of these a day, and it was like people were starting to have heart attacks and dying because there's so much fucking caffeine. Their heart was not stopping, you know. So then the memes came out, and it made me think, and it asked a serious question: what would you do with Killer Lemonade, and you add it to a Four Loko, an original Four Loko? I mean, you might see God at that point. Like people that take acid and LSD and are tripping, they're jealous of what those people see.
Do you know what colors sounds like?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And the funny thing is I mean, this is me just stereotyping because I like to do that. But the type of people that usually go to Panera, they're not the ones that are going to be used to that kind of caffeine.
No, that is ironically like I've read so many people that were just like, this might be the first time I've wanted to go to Panera in years, because who gives a shit about getting soup in a bowl? Who cares about a great salad you get there? want this lemonade that might kill me. I'm going out with a bang.
We're talking about Ryan stereotyping these people that go to Panera. It's a bunch of white women with their Stanley cups
usually
that
fit.
want a $15 cold meat sandwich.
Usually fit and healthy. I mean, so kudos to them for being fit and healthy.
These Stanley cups, I got one. They're good. They're not. It's not unheard of technology.
Bryant, you were such a white girl. Jesus. You're a Chiefs fan. You probably like Taylor Swift.
You're gonna act like you couldn't listen to a couple T Swift songs if you had to, gun to your head.
I had to shut you off once tonight. Do I got to do it again?
So, my wife. Okay, can someone explain to me what it is with women and freaking cups, water bottles?
Stanley cups?
Any water bottle, really. It's just a water bottle thing.
All right, Bryant, sell me on one. You have one? Sell me. Come on, right now.
Oh, I was going to make fun of them for it's because they're bored white women and they just need something new. It's, you know, when everyone made fun of us when we were younger about Pokemon cards, why do you got to collect them all? That's them as adults with Stanley cups. They're not different from Yeti. I don't even know if you could say they're better than Yeti. But some influencer, do you remember 3 months when we were talking 3 months ago when we were talking about the conspiracy theory, Trent?
Yeah.
About Stanley cups? They had the video come out of that truck that blew up, whatever, and they conveniently, no doors or windows were out, but there was a fire broke out in there, and they opened the truck door and look at this cup that, wow, conveniently Stanley's in the lens here, ching, 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 ice. And it happened 2 months before Christmas, and then 2 days after that, the CEO happens to see this magical video and goes, hey, I'm so sorry to hear about that. We're going to replace your cup and we're going to replace your truck. This is not a marketing and advertising ploy because we care here at Stanley. And then everyone goes, Stanley Cups, Stanley Cups. And then look where we're at now. Now we have limited edition. And this is the other thing that adds to it. They all come in different colors. So guess what? You can get you can get the color that you want, Ryan. Do you want LSU purple or Vikings purple or Jackrabbits blue? There we go. We got the color for you. It's no different than Yeti. It's just the name of it.
It's the same.
You know?
Yeah. And I think we talked about it as well. Pretty convenient. Yeti had this exact same video like 5 years ago. Do people not remember this? It is such a hoax.
There's people that aren't on the internet as much as we are, I guess.
No.
Because I remember that day, and I remember watching it.
Did you guys see this text conversation? It's 3 snaps, so just.
Granted, it's Blackfoot.
Yeah, somebody read it out loud.
Okay.
You got it, Trent?
Yeah, so it's a text conversation. It says, I need to see if I'm crazy or not. Is it not feminine for a dude to carry around a drink out of a Stanley cup with a straw? Granted, it's black, but still. One of my really good buddies has one, and I get in his truck, and he's drinking out of it. Okay. I'm super uncomfortable. Like, how do I even bring that up? And then the person says, I completely agree. Do you think it is in fact that it is a Stanley that makes it even worse since every chick is into it now? Or is it that no man should ever be sucking out of anything? It's exactly both. I want to tell him every time you puck your lips around that thing, you are losing testosterone. Supposed to be going on a duck hunt with this guy. I can't do it.
Yeah, because he'd be making a bunch of noise with all the ice that's rattling around in his cup as he's walking out.
I think you have to save him. My brother-in-law was saved from self-destruction because I had the courage to stand up. I think you're right. I'll uncover whether it's intentional or accidental. I'll go from there. You definitely don't want to be stuck in a duck blind watching him perform fellatio on a water bottle all day.
Jesus.
I seriously saw this yesterday, and I'm like, is this something I should bring up to the?
Oh my God!
And I'm so thankful it came to this.
Bryant.
No. What was that? What was that, Trent?
Jesus.
Ah, golly, that so ice cold. I filled this hours ago, but it's still just as cold as ever. Man.
You know, my tall brand that I bought from Walmart like 5 years ago that I have stickers slapped all over that thing still holds ice for 2 days. I mean, and I
What
didn't
brand-
have to beat anybody up to get it in the store.
What brand is that?
Hydro Flask.
So I'm pretty positive this is a knockoff Hydro Flask, and my wife and I bought a couple of these like 5 years ago, and it still works just fine. And it was like $18.
Yeah, no, my Stanley was 45.
Oh,
I had a gift card, so I was like, it was one of these things where I'm like, I'm not going to spend the money myself for it, and I was a gift card, so I used it. But it was one of these things like, it was the most basic white bitch thing I've bought in years is the Stanley Cup thing.
You know
Okay,
what,
so-
Brian?
And
I respect you for doing this.
yeah,
I do.
I won't sit in a duck blind with you, but I respect you.
Yeah. Have you heard of Owala?
a what?
A
Walla?
Owala. That's a brand of these jugs.
Mm-mm.
That's what Katrina has, and she likes it. It's got this spout that like flips open, so it is watertight, unlike a Stanley. And it's got like a mouth thing. It's got one hole at the bottom and one on the top, so you can either use the straw or you can pour it into your mouth. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Well-
my wife got one for Christmas. That's what she wanted because women in water bottles. I do not get it, but the straw is in the middle, and you have a deal where you can slide it to seal it closed, or you can have it open. It will not leak on you. So it's just like this.
Just take the straw and you seal it in there, and you
The straw is built into the top.
it's built right into the top here, so you can drink out of it.
Is that right?
By the way, don't look up just Walla. My computer damn near froze, and everything turned Arabic for a second. So careful about that. It's some company. I don't know from where, but I didn't want to find out either.
Owala. Owala.
God, you're trying to put a virus on my computer because you tell me the wrong name here, dude.
Yep. Trying to get that targeted.
Also, do you see any videos? So Stanley has been around forever, and you know what Stanley also makes is those gigantic thermoses for coffee and soup and whatever else for like when you actually. Stanley is a company where like, hey, do you actually have a hardworking job? You know, this is what you're going to use it for. I saw so many people get their girlfriend this. You said you wanted a Stanley, right? And it's the old brass green one, and they're just so they're like throwing it because they're so pissed because it wasn't the hot pink Stanley one that they wanted. You know what these other brands have done wrong though, and what Stanley has done right, and I respect. They know their clientele is going to be. There's the Stanley. That one. I actually have that as well.
I'm gonna buy one.
But do you know what Stanley smartly did? They go, our people that are buying this new cup are 90% white women. What do white women love? Starbucks? Okay, limited edition Starbucks. And these people are lining up at the opening of the store. They have to limit it to one Stanley jug per woman. And they're going crazy for probably up price to $50-$60 because it says Stanley X Starbucks. The same exact cup. They had a laser printer just do a couple more lines, and they're selling it for 33% more.
I don't think those type of people should be able to vote.
Yeah, I tend to agree. So I guess my vote is gone for this election.
No, okay, well, you bought one of those. You didn't stand in line for a special Starbucks one, paying a 30% premium.
No,
so
I
okay.
had a $50 gift card. This was $45. I go, that's close enough, and I got it.
That's fine.
Also, it was the first thing I saw in the store.
That's fine. You didn't, like I said, it's the standing in line for a 30% premium because of Starbucks. That's where we need to start taking voter privileges away. I don't care.
And yeah,
I don't
just
care
because it has
what
a
gender you are. I don't care what race you are. But if you stand in line for a Stanley Cup, we have issues.
And just because it has a Stanley or a Starbucks logo on it or the word Starbucks on it. Like, you're not taking that to Starbucks to get a hot Starbucks coffee in it.
No.
How stupid.
Go ahead. Sorry. You know what you're doing, Trent?
You're
You're
advertising.
taking it in.
You're advertising for Starbucks for free.
Yes. That's the smart thing about Stanley and Starbucks did there.
Yep.
But they bring this empty jug to get this piece of plastic, a large plastic with dragon fruit strawberry who gives a shit juice, and then they pour it into the cup so that so they can make the sound when they're walking around. And it's basically like a polite way that they walk around their office or home, or so people see and they go, "Oh, did you see my nice little cup? It's so cold because I'm better than you." That's what they want people to know, is that they're better than them, and that they drink out of a Stanley cup.
I will gladly walk around with my $20 tall brand Walmart brand
Ozark Mountain,
double
baby.
walled flask with my stickers slapped all over it.
I've still got an Ozark Mountain at work. That's what I use.
Yeah, that's what I use for coffee. An Ozark Mountain.
I think I'm pretty sure I got a Yeti, and it's Ozark Trail, by the way.
Oh, Ozark Trail, yeah.
You're right. Right.
Oh,
My bad.
And I got a cheapy Sam's Club brand with the Chiefs logo on it. But I gotta rep the Stanley if I'm ever out in public. I gotta let people know I'm better than them.
Bryant has to let people know he's a white girl.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a white girl.
Are you gonna wear your yoga pants too?
Yeah, I could. I don't know if people want to see that, but I'm going to make them see it anyways.
And your UGG boots.
On next week's episode, vest. Bryant is totally modeling his yoga pants next week.
Yep. Your North Face puffer vest.
Damn it. Trent, Huskers just beat #1 Purdue. Hoy ball, baby.
Hoy ball. Bryant probably has one of those Lululemon over-the-shoulder clutch bags.
Hey, now you're hitting me where it hurts, because Lululemon and or Lululemon, whatever it is now in partnership with Peloton. So I am you're starting to hit me where it hurts a little bit.
Oh, you got one. Nice.
It's a fanny pack that's supposed to go around my waist, but I could.
No, I like this. I like, just like that.
So my sunglasses in here, a pen in case I need to write something. Fucking put my phone in there, dude. I'm ready to fucking go. You want to go to the mall or something, cool kids?
Dude.
God damn it! Why are you naming all this lame shit? And I probably got it. By the way, I did for Christmas. I shouldn't even admit it. I'm just making me look worse. But my mom got me some Hey Dudes that do have like cotton and stuffing in the middle, and my feet are so fucking warm at work, dude.
I will never make fun of you for having Hey Dudes. I have like 5 pairs of them.
So unpopular.
But do you have any that have the inner lining like Uggs?
I don't have that. I don't have the warm ones. Have I thought about getting some? Yes. I just haven't pulled the trigger.
Hey, I'm comfortable with my masculinity to admit they're worth it. Like, I'm not going around like in public walking. These are like my lounging around the house, lounging around work, wearing to work because my fucking corner that I sit in is so cold because it has 2 wind fronts hitting me. But I wear those shoes and my tootsies are warm all day, dude.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, unpopular.
I'm a dude's guy.
I hate dudes. Hate them. Absolutely hate them.
Brian, you're done.
Hey, dudes. Get them out.
This dude talk now.
This is Hey Dude Hour.
No free ads. Sorry, dudes. We're done.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one on the planet that hates them, but oh my god, they're probably the ugliest shoe on the planet.
Love them.
Hate the look of them.
Well, because there's no like, you look at it and just like any foot could fit in here because it's just a bland, like rounded out. But what's the one that you like? Joey likes it as well. I can't remember the name of it though.
I don't really like any kind of shoe like that. Oh, Joey, wasn't he a Sanuk guy?
Sanooks.
Yeah.
I don't like those either. I'm not. You know what? I've got my comfortable running and workout shoes. That's what I want to wear. That's just
Ryan's not a slip-in guy.
I'm not a slip-in guy. No.
What about you're not when you lounge around the house? What the fuck are you wearing, man?
Nothing. Literally nothing. I've got no socks. No, nothing.
Slippers.
I've been wearing these this whole time, dude.
I wear slippers.
You want me to bring my naked foot up or what?
No, I don't need to see that shit. That's what I'm saying. You need a shoe so we don't have to see
I
it.
just I hate slippers. I hate that kind of stuff. Like if I'm grilling, I have chacos that I'll throw on. That's it.
Yeah.
But like last
Okay,
night,
so that's what I mean. Yeah,
but,
if you're just something quick, that's your shoe or a slide or
yeah,
something.
but like last night, the dog was his leash was stuck on a bush or something. I don't know. I went out barefooted. I don't care if it's 10 degrees outside and I've got ice on the deck on the porch. I'm just gonna go walk
Yeah.
out there on my bare feet and get the dog off the leash.
Now, do those have sport mode like my Crocs?
Oh
do?
yeah, absolutely. 4-wheel drive mode for
Okay.
sure. Yes, you just tighten it up and
Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
I'd say because I might have to right after we're done here, I'm probably gonna have to scoop some snow off my car so it's a little more ready in the morning. So I'll just keep these Crocs on, man. Yeah, a little snow falls through all of the inconvenient holes.
Okay.
That's the price I pay. You know.
My wife makes fun of me because I think one of the worst things on the planet. There's famine, there's slavery, all that stuff. Not as bad as these. Wet socks are pretty terrible though.
Come on. Wait, what was worse? Sorry.
No, not worse. Wet socks are not as bad, but they're pretty damn bad.
They make your top 25, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, start with what's number one. I'm just kidding.
No,
We're not
so
gonna go
I own a pair of dudes that I've worn so much. I have worn holes in the bottom of them, and I still wear them. And every time I wear them, yeah, wet socks.
The worst though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's just I can't think of anything worse that
Yeah.
could happen to me right now.
Don't
than
like
wet
it.
socks.
Watching a movie with someone that loves a movie and they say the line right before they say it, that's up there for me.
Yeah, that's true. I think wet socks still
It's
beats it, but yeah.
One of my buddies loves Billy Madison, and I couldn't watch it with him ever again because it would literally. I thought I was like listening to an echo. It would be this is just gonna be him, and then this is the TV. Shabba hoo, shabba hoo. It's no over, and he's like, it was just like can I watch this fucking movie, man? Like you need to let the moment breathe. It was like, ugh.
Yep.
By the way, if you guys are looking for a good movie, I would say since we're kind of just going all over the place, you need to go see The Iron Claw. Not only it's not focused 100% on it's a pro wrestling family, so there's going to be a lot of pro wrestling, but it doesn't like focus 100% on like this is all about Randy Savage is actually in the movie, but it's about this family of the Von Erichs. And I'm just going to tell you, I can't spoil it for you because if I say too much, then it will spoil it. But I'm going to tell you, man, that like I walked out of there teary-eyed. It was a great movie. I would recommend anyone that if you're looking for a movie night or a recommendation to go see that in theaters. Or honestly, even when it's on streaming, it's not like some of these big budget movies where it's better in theaters, but I would definitely recommend Iron Claw.
I was gonna say I'd probably not go to theaters just because it's very hard to get a date night nowadays. But yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say it's
But if
appropriate
you
for
have
a 2-year-old?
They won't know what's going on. Actually, I don't even know if it would be that terrible. I'm trying to think. There wasn't any like overly gory. There's some swearing and stuff in it, but
Well, this dude's a
yeah,
tool.
just if you're looking for a movie and that comes up or you can rent it, it is worth the price to rent it. It is a great movie.
So I'm just looking
And
at the cast of it. First of all, Zac Efron, great. I like Zac Efron.
Yep.
No clue who Jeremy Allen White is, but
Do you know The Bear
no, I haven't seen it.
or Shameless?
Oh yeah.
He's the hot guy from those shows.
Okay.
Well, he's the main guy in The Bear, but for what everyone knew him before is he was one of the brothers that was the hot guy on Shameless.
Okay.
That's where he's kind of been trajectoried from.
And then there's Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Now you're gonna make fun of me from how I know him because I know he's a professional wrestler, and I know it's his show personality, but he was on an episode of Impractical Jokers. He was such a douchebag that I cannot look at him without going like, wow, this guy is a complete douchebag.
I can get behind that, but also I can't get behind people that say I can't like impractical jokers is terrible. Dude, it's TV. They can't be overtly like sexual or swear or do anything. For what it is, it's a very good show.
I love that
You
show
know,
so much. I watch
hey,
so much
four
of it.
four goofballs that get to hang out with their buddies and do stupid shit. Yeah, that what the fuck is all that we're doing right here?
Yeah.
You know,
Just they get paid a lot of money for it.
exactly. Except they get paid. That's their livelihood.
Yeah.
We're just doing we're doing our Monday podcast on Tuesday night because we're so busy with our other work. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched that show so much, and I understand, the jokes are the same, but whatever. It's just so easy to watch. It's I don't know.
Yeah. Turn your brain off and haha, he slipped on a banana peel type humor. You know.
Yep. That's exactly right. Of course, Trent's too mature to watch that show.
Worse, I've never like, oh, hey, this is on Impractical Jokers. Yeah, I'm going to turn it to that. Not once.
Well, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, you're not doing it if you have like 3 good options to watch. This is like you're back home and you don't want to fire up the DVD player for a movie that you like. You're just flipping through channels and goes, well, this is on. Done.
No, I'd rather go to bed.
You just stare at this wall. Just turn the TV off and stare at the TV. That's how bad you hate it.
You're talking to the guy that has literally watched like 3 TV shows his whole life. Like, that's it. In like 4 movies. You?
Better Call Saul or Bust.
Yeah. Either Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, or I guess I couldn't name a third show. Pawn Stars. Pawn Stars, yeah. Other than those are the 3 you've ever watched.
I'm a TV watcher more than a movie guy. But
you watched Pawn Stars?
Like 15 years ago.
Bryant.
Back when it was good.
We're talking about, a show you can just throw on while while there's nothing else on. I'd come back from class in college, and you know what's on every single day?
Thank you.
Which is fine, but you can't denounce Impractical Jokers when you had Chumley and the gang in the back.
Oh, I would 100% rather watch Pawn Stars than Impractical Jokers.
Hey,
100%.
Hey, it's I'm Rick and I run this store with my old man, and I'm gonna bring my expert on this. And here's the beeline story. Chumley's a fucking idiot and he bought something stupid. And surprise, it's worth money. I guess he's not so stupid after all. That is the every Pawn Stars episode ever.
100%.
I literally watched, like, because I remember watching it in college with you, and I'm like, it's entertaining. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I watched an episode of it just a few months ago. It was just on randomly.
Isn't
I'm like, these people are actually acting, and this is the worst acting I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, so I haven't seen it in a long time, but isn't it kind of like Antiques Roadshow now? Like kind of like along that same premises, like people bring stuff to, like, they're not even at the pawn shop anymore. I don't think they're out across America, and people just like bring them stuff to, hey, value this. Like, what's it worth? It's like basically Antiques Roadshow.
I don't know. This was an episode from a while back that aired, so it was like the old format.
Yeah, it's a lot different, I guess.
Yeah, I always get a kick out of like the highly valuable stuff that a normal collector would want. They never want any part of that. Whenever it's like over in a certain amount of money, they'll never. It's like, here's hair from Michael Jackson that fell out when his hair caught on fire during the Pepsi incident, Pepsi halftime. And he goes, oh, this is authenticated. This is everything. This is Michael Jackson. I brought in my Michael Jackson expert. It's valued at $50,000. And the person's like, can I have 30 and you can make this profit? I don't know, man. The market for Michael Jackson, it hasn't really grown since he's dead, and everything is limited now. Every time.
And then there's the 2 Iowans that drive around Iowa and screw all the old people out of their old stuff.
Are you sure you want this vintage Coca-Cola sign? They don't go for much now. Like, come on, man. This poor lady, probably the last thing her dead husband left her, and she's like, well, I hate to part with it. I can, you wanted a 200.
Yeah.
180, are you sure? Come on, man.
This Coca-Cola sign doesn't go for much now when I'm going to give you money. But when I sell it, it's going to go for a shit ton.
in 4 minutes, when my people carry it out for me and put it in my van and haul it off, we're gonna sell it for 4 times the profit. Yeah,
Yeah, at the end
they're
of the
squabbling over
at,
$3.
at the end of the show, they always have the what they bought it for, what it sold for. Bought it for $2.50, sold it for $190. It's just like it's not worth anything.
Nope.
Yeah, you want to know, you never see it on that show. The shit that they lose money on. You want to know why? Because they never get screwed on that. They always make a profit.
Yeah.
I could never get over. I get they're all from Iowa, and people look in different spots, but it's like they're just two random looking white guys that are, and then they just have this hot like goth girl that works their stores. Like, where the fuck are the rest of these hot goths in Iowa, man? I you don't see them around. They must be all in all of the antique stores that I don't visit. I got one 2 blocks north of me. I'm gonna have to check it out.
They don't sell Stanleys though.
Not old enough yet.
Antique Stanleys.
Yeah.
That your grandpa's lunch pail came in. Excuse me, do you have antique Stanleys and hot goths in here? No? Oh darn it. Well, see ya. I'm gonna go to Target. My next prowling grounds. Fucking.
I remember thinking.
I'm just gonna have.
Sorry, go ahead.
What's
I
that?
said I remember being
Oh, I
younger,
just-
thinking I was like super weird for having a thing for Amy Lee from Evanescence.
Mm,
Turns out it wasn't that weird, I guess.
no, I was just gonna say. I think I'm just gonna go to Target, and next to the Stanley Cups, I'm gonna have a $25. Because I'm not gonna go extreme, but $25 Starbucks gift card, and just start with there. It's like when you're fishing and you gotta let's just put a worm out there. They're not biting. Let's put this flashy little, yellow, glow in the dark, and see if that attracts them. We can start with a $25 Starbucks gift card on like a string. I'm just gonna pull it around and see if they follow it. And if not, then you'll get the $50 gift card and $100. Eventually, someone's got to follow that gift card.
We did
And
stereotypes.
that's where I'll be
Are Ugg boots
at the end of the string.
Are Ugg boots still a thing for basic white girls? Is that still like the official uniform, or have we moved on?
I don't think so.
I think they're out.
I just gotta. I'll have to look it up here. What are the new Uggs? And let's see what Google says. It just pulls up Uggs. Uggs are still in, apparently.
Sorrels.
Oh yeah, the platform and ultra mini platform boots. That's what's in now.
Okay.
All right, so that is how you tell.
And you're not gonna like it, but they look like female hey dudes.
Well, good thing I'm not fishing anymore.
Yeah.
I found my fish, and I guess I don't have to throw that worm out anymore.
Yeah. Nope.
Not fishing with them
You can reel it
Starbucks
back in.
cards.
No.
Oh, speaking of fishing and little worms, did you guys see that Bass Pro Shop guy?
Yep. What was more ridiculous, him or the guy that jumped over for the judge?
Oh, geez.
Over the what?
Jumped over and tried to get the judge.
The person that, like,
Oh my god.
yeah.
That was amazing. Just vert, man.
Yeah. He's going to be playing for the Raiders next year. You know that.
Well, he'll try and play for the Raiders, but he's actually sharing a cell with Henry Ruggs. They'll talk about how good they would have been for the Raiders.
They'll share a playbook.
But like, I know there's some other stipulations about that guy that drove through the Bass Pro and then jumped in naked. But like, when you're a grower, man, you gotta you can't be arrested and not be able to cover up what little you got when it's all said and done, man. Like,
the water was cold.
You got to have the trunks on standby.
They didn't even have to censor that.
Well, it was weird when he was growing up. He was trying to figure out why everyone kept calling him Benjamin Button. He's like, I don't look old as hell. And they're like, no, the button's the other thing, buddy.
The funny thing is this is like the first week of 2024, and we're already seeing this stuff.
Yeah. There's the grown man that got stuck in the vase.
Yeah.
That one was pretty funny. I mean, there's a bunch of idiots out there right now, man.
We'll have to do at the end of the year. We'll have to do the best of recap.
Yeah, well, we'll just keep adding to this list here, for the Monday Funcast. man, there's a lot of stuff that we missed from just December. I have the Panera killing lemonade. Sean McDermott likes Al Qaeda. Shohei Ohtani, Pringle Poops,
think-
Doritos liquor. This one is actually probably still relevant, but I got a kick out of. Did you hear about? This is a few weeks back, but that guy that was drunk and hit the presidential convoy.
Yes.
Like, could you imagine? We've all been drunk and you wake up from blackout. You go, what the heck happened? Oh, man, I drank all that liquor and I spent all my money on pizza. That's crazy. And he goes, what happened? They go, you hit the president of the United States with your car. And he's like, no. Like, you had one person you couldn't hit at that point and you chose to do it. Like, that is going to be a rough hangover.
Yeah, you just have a couple beers and he gets behind the wheel and makes a left turn and T-bones the presidential motorcade.
Oops. What's the worst that could happen?
That.
He for sure said that. There's no, we've all had it in our lives where you go, what's the worst that could happen? And worst thing happens. Mostly when I golf, that happens to me. But you go, what's the worst that could happen? And he hits the fucking president, man. He didn't even hit Kamala, and no one would give a shit if he hit her. You hit the president, man. Like, you didn't even hit number 2. Jesus. Terrible. Just terrible.
That's funny.
So no, we'll keep that list going. We'll definitely have to have more of these subjects going into the next Funcast here.
For sure.
I was gonna say I have a new segment, but we filled up so much time. I don't need to start it, so we can wait till next week.
Yeah, save it for next time, dude.
Week. Yep.
Like that's why I'm like, wow, we talked about sports for a long time. We didn't have to get to any of this stuff, which is funny because 40 minutes ago, all I wanted was to hear about this lemonade, and now here we are.
Yeah, and 100 minutes in.
Yeah,
just a
you know what it is?
quick pod tonight, guys.
Well, we could really just divide it in two. Here's our sports pod, and then here is our what the hell are we talking about pod.
I mean, after the NFL, will probably it'd just be the rando pod,
which spiraled downhill after that point.
Which I'm totally here for.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm here for more conspiracy theories. I'm looking forward to my new segment just because the first one I want to bring up is just ridiculous. So I'm excited for that.
Fuck yeah! Well, that we'll end on that. That way we can intrigue them for next time.
Preview for what's to come.
Hell yeah!
All right, let's end this thing.
Send us out, Trent.
All right. Thanks for joining us on the Monday +1 Funcast. It is Tuesday. It's the year 2024 as well. I had that wrong at first too. So here we are. But let's get out of here. See you for Amateur Hour tomorrow on Wednesday. And see you next week for the Monday Funcast for next week.